Chemistry Room Fragrances is the perfect addition when elevating the vibe of any space. Whether if it's your home, car, or office, and something needs a quick refresh, our room fragrances provide that beautiful burst of fragrance with just one quick mist. Shop now at www.chemistryroomfragrances.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Chemistry Room Fragrances. Chemistry Room Fragrances. Smells so good.
Lord, I'm just talking. Can nobody hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Good. Hey, everybody. This is Essick of the Speaker Podcast. I'm celebrating 100 episodes. Tonight is my guest, Lisa Knox. You may remember her from Mics and Mimosas. So I had to bring her back in as we celebrate the 100th streaming episode of the Speaker Podcast. So, I could have had anybody, but it was just fitting to have Lisa here. So with that being said, Lisa, thank you for joining me tonight.
Good evening, Camille Essick. 100 episodes. That is a big freaking deal.
Thank you so much. First of all, I had to just thank you because you rocked with me. The pandemic, it was a lot going on. It was just a lot. And so I created Mics and Mimosas just to have another outlet for the late nighters because we were up at night. Everybody was at home. We were not outside. And so Mics and Mimosas really became a great space to have some very, very mature conversations about life, love, and relationships. And just thank you openly for rocking with me during that time, just holding it down. So thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And those that are not familiar with you, Lisa, kind of get a little bit of your background so people can know who you are and what you do.
All right. So I am in love with business and entrepreneurship and just the exchange between solving a problem between a customer and a business. I'm an entrepreneur, a business owner. I'm a mother. I'm a believer. So one thing that I believe in is that every single person on this earth was given a God-given skill, ability, or a talent. And I believe that is part of my mission to help cultivate that and help bring that out in people and help them also live an abundant life in doing so.
I absolutely love that. And I call her Candy Burris because when I say Lisa, every time I look up, she is starting another business, another venture, just always something. Before we hop into everything, just because you are such a creator, who are your top 5 entrepreneurs or creators or those that inspire you? Like off the top of your dome, who are your top 5 people?
Man, so I'm gonna have to leave a whole lot of people out then. Okay. Made it easy, Camille. I'm gonna say there is a creator on TikTok. I'll say call me Chris. There are creators like Pinky Cole, who is an entrepreneur, the creator of Slutty Vegan. She's 5 people all by herself. Yeah. Because she embodies what business truly is. I'll say people like Marcus Lemonis. He had the show The Prophet. That's 3. I'm not sure. There are many more. Let's see. Oh, Camille, you made this hard. I'll even say my brother as well. He is a business owner in Sacramento, California. Shout out to Icon Body Piercing. He is one of the only Black male-owned salons that have been open for like 20 plus years. He is top of his game. I've seen him just do so many different entrepreneurial things, and he's killing it. So definitely him. And I'll even say people like yourself, and also the owner of Hair Locker, our girl, Miss Lady just had a baby, Ro. I respect her hustle as well. Yeah. So, I mean, that's given a little bit from like, I'm trying to give it from different spectrums, you know, people that I know personally and people who, you know, are far off mentors and things like that. But those are definitely people to watch.
Yeah, and so, I have not had you on. We talk offline all the time, but I haven't spoken with you online, like on a platform since Mics and Mimosas. So from between Mics and Mimosas, just kind of catching the listeners and viewers up, what's been going on in the world of Lisa Knox?
Oh man, since Mics and Mimosas, things have began to flourish in some of the other businesses that I began. I'm getting ready to expand on some other things. At this point in my life, it's about creating more businesses, but not creating more work.
Okay.
So everything that I do, create, bring from this point on is to generate income and to help to fund my retirement and my legacy.
I love it. Because we talk about that all the time as far as how to create ventures and things that don't really require us to be physically present. And, you know, I love automation. I'm learning more about that. Whether it's me opening my mock-up store in Etsy, because that's a one and done. That's something that I put it out there. Once it's out there, I don't have to touch it again. My merch, you know, as far as like my t-shirts, my mugs and everything with good Black men, because once it's out there, I don't have to touch it again. Of course, with chemistry, because I do hand blend that, that's hands-on and I love it. That's my baby. But there's other things I have out there, like my digital ebooks. Again, that's something I don't have to touch. And we have to, I think the generations before us were so focused on work, and get the money. But I think our generation, we're learning more how to free up our time, because time is money. And I'm spending so much time on this one project, but yet I'll have to be there. And if you get sick or something happens with life, then that's because you're the money maker. So it's like, how do you creatively have things and ventures that doesn't always require you to be physically present and can still, like we say, passive income in the background?
Exactly. Because you don't want to work forever. And I made a post on my page just not that long ago. Like if you're even in your 20s or your 30s, like you need to be considering retirement. You need to be considering, especially because now we're in the age where now we don't want to do as much work. We don't want to be as hands-on. We are on jobs, quiet quitting and doing certain things and wanting to work physically less. Everybody is not going to be able to do that. You know, there has to be a labor force. But if that's what you really want to do, then you have to begin to create things that are going to help retire you sooner than later, because you're not going to be able to like physically earn your dollar your whole entire life. I mean, you shouldn't. I don't think so.
And I think that also ties into something I do want to talk with you about, Lisa, as far as tonight's conversation. Like when we have these conversations all the time, like I say, I truly appreciate you. And you can't have these conversations with everyone. And we have accountability in those circles around you as far as how much that matters. So being like self-disciplined for the bigger picture and having accountability, as far as what are your thoughts on that, whether not just in business, but personal, but even in your relationships, like across the board, the importance of your circles and the accountability, whether it's spiritual accountability, because I know spiritually offline, we hold each other accountable for certain things. Like, hey, sis, did you do this today? Are you doing this week? Or, hey, have you thought about this for your brand? Or even like when you talk to me about TikTok, like, hey, bougie Black girl files, that's important. Like having that person there to push you and always wanting you to be a better version of yourself from not just the day-to-day.
Have your circle and your accountability and the people around you is is of the utmost importance. I'm going to mess this phrase up, but you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang around, or the people where you spend the most time with, or the thing that you hear the most, or the thing that you spend the most time saying or speaking. Whatever it is that you spend the most time on, eating, doing, or something like that, that's the thing that's affecting you the most. So if you are not conscious of what your regular routine of people are, or what your regular conversation is, or what your whatever you're regularly consuming, that's what's affecting you the most. So that is so important, and way more important than a lot of people realize, because it's actually what's helping to shape you. You don't think so. You might not realize, I'm my own person. No, it's not. Okay.
No, I totally get it. And just sometimes you think people are your friends, or even in a relationship, but they're really low key, like sabotaging. You don't even realize it.
They're sabotaging you, or they're sabotaging you in different ways, right? So they could be sabotaging you like like boldly and trying to set you up and do things, but then they can also be sabotaging you in a subconscious kind of way, where they're not progressive, they're not ambitious, they're not somebody who's trying to actually achieve something. They're very satisfied, they're complacent, and that could be sabotaging all the ambition and everything that you have inside of you. So that's another reason why it's so important. Your purpose is tied to the people that you're surrounded by, period.
Yeah. And you and I talk about it all the time, but I bring up Michael sometimes, and just how he would push me or big me up or just give me those affirmations, and since his passing earlier this year, but people like him that really speak into your life, or just like how you and I offline, we encourage each other, like with Whitney and Camille and Samantha, we have our text group. So when you have these people around you that are, hey, sis, you're dope, you're doing this, or hey, have you thought about this? Or just saying, hey, I was watching this sermon. It goes beyond just business, because you can make all the money in the world, but what is your foundation as a person? Because you can have all this money, all this influence, but in your personal life, you can crash.
Right, that's it, and that's all. That's it, and that's all. Because there's nothing out here. There's nothing else that's really out here that's really that solid when you really think about it. You understand? Like, what's really more solid than like a foundation? That's where it all begins. So what is yours, right? It needs to be God. I'm not going to dance around it. That's just what it needs to be. You need to have a close personal relationship so that you know where to go. You know what to do. You understand your purpose. You have some guidance. Like,
yeah, I don't think people realize the importance of faith as an entrepreneur. So can you kind of unpack that, like how faith impacts you as a creative? Because you and I, like I said, we talk about it, but I don't think people really understand how faith goes hand in hand as a creative or an entrepreneur.
I think about all the time, about how somebody told me, like, when I was first beginning to get into the business coaching space and wanting to put it out there that I help people with business, I felt the need to let people know that I'm a believer. And what was told to me was like, don't intertwine the two. That should be separate. Your spirituality should be separate. Your politics should be separate, like your beliefs and all that. Just run your business. Just do business. And I sat on that for so long, and I feel like I was very confused about a certain way to how to present myself or things like that. And I think I struggled for a long time in how to boldly present myself for a long time, because I wasn't sure how to kind of play it, because I didn't feel like I was being genuine to myself. And then once I realized that, how in the world can I not include or mention or talk about the one who gave it to me, the one who put me here, the one who gave me the idea? This idea isn't mine. This business isn't even mine. My child isn't even mine. I'm only a steward, a manager over what I've been given in this life. So it's like, how can I not speak on the Lord? How can I not include him in what I have going on? How can I not talk about how I pray, or how he blessed me, or how he saw me through, or what I'm praying for right now? Can you join me in a prayer? How can I do that? Like,
I think even for me, it was a big faith thing, because I started out, my first brand was Burning Sands, which was a jewelry accessory line for sororities. And then I moved into Kamiki Mink, which became my beauty brand. And I did that for 4 years. And I was okay with that because doing makeup and having the lashes and the brushes and all the other beauty essentials, I was behind the camera. You know, my clients and my customers, they were in the front. And yet I was comfortable hiding behind the camera because I didn't have to really talk. You know, I could just take a picture of lashes and do like this. I didn't really have to say anything. But when the door opened and God nudged me into this digital media space and put this microphone in front of me, that was a faith thing because I was like, God, this is not even me. Like, I'm comfortable with people I know. I'm what I call an introvert, extrovert. I'm naturally an introvert, but I play an extrovert on TV, if that makes sense. And so it really pushed me out of my comfort zone because I had to be vulnerable, being able to open up and talk and share my journey, not just with my guests and the people that I interview, but I had to really interject myself into the space. And I shunned away from it for a long time because I was like, this is not even a part of me, not knowing it was a part of me the whole time. But again, it was a faith move because I don't have a background in technology or media, not knowing later I was going to get a master's degree in communication, but just having that faith to say, okay, God is leading me to do this podcast. Why? But it also opened a door in education, and here I am. But again, it took for those things to happen.
That's the only way to move. You can't move any other way, especially if you've been raised in it or if you just know it and you've come to find it. Like, you know what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's also where you are as a believer, what your maturity level is with it, and really what your belief level is with it. So at this point, like, there's nothing you can tell me. I know what it is. You can't make me waver from, what it is. So, and I know who provides for me. So it's just like when I talk to my clients and they might be struggling with something. I mean, I have the same struggles too. I just have to go back to what I know. And what I know is that he wouldn't have given me this if I wasn't meant to have it, and you wouldn't have given me this if you weren't going to send it through, send somebody my way, provide the lesson, because the L's are really rough sometimes, but you have to chalk it up to the cost of an L is the lesson. You had to pay for that lesson some kind of way. Whether that was a loss of some money, a friendship, some business or something, that's just a part of it. But at the end of the day, we're just managers. If you really look at the context of a business owner and what the Bible actually has to say about it, because there are a lot of scriptures in the Bible about business and how to run business. And we are called to manage and run businesses. We are. And to live abundantly, and for our talents and our gifts and our businesses to provide aid to ourselves as well as to the community. That's what the Bible say. I ain't say that.
Yeah, what about it?
It's in the book.
It's in the book in the 66.
It's in the book.
I love it. And just to pivot again, so on Mics and Mimosas, we're always talking about relationships and the word. We always talked about intentionality versus potential. Like, are you going to date someone with potential, or is it like potentially not? Or just being intentional, like no new friends. Where are you with this right now? Because I see a lot of, I use the term build a bay, where people are like, well, I see a potential. He could be this, he could be that. Like, are we putting energy into people in the 2022 and 2023? Or it's like, hey, you need to meet me where I am. Let's go higher. Like, what's going on?
I think you have to look at where you are in your life. And I think that when I say that, that's not even a statement for like even an older person. That's a statement for any person. That's a statement for if you're a younger person, you want to do whatever and you don't really have no cares in the world, or if you want to do something that's meaningful and you don't want to waste your time. My thing is, I ain't never wanted to waste my time in life. So why would I want to do that in a relationship? I've wasted time, in relationships that were not fruitful or were draining and took away. At this point in 2022, I don't care if you're 10, 15, 20, 22, 52, 32, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on people who are not going the same place that you're going, and don't be afraid to say out loud, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. Even if it might not even be right for you at that time, you got to be true to what it is that you really want, so that you don't I don't want to waste nobody else's time, and I don't want you to waste mine. So upfront and clear, I'm going to state what it is that I need to have from that relationship, and I'm gonna ask you what you need too, and we have to decide. Not that it's going to be forever, but should we even exchange, like keep calling each other? Like, should I really be trying to text you? Is this really going where it needs to be going? Like, pray for discernment and listen to it. Know what your non-negotiables are and stand by those wherever you are in your life.
Yeah,
that's where it is.
When we like have these conversations up front, I think a lot of people go in with this fantasy in their mind, or sometimes they hear what they want to hear and don't really filter out what's being said and also what's not being said, and say, well, if I just keep going along with this person will change their mind or whatever. But just saying, hey, this is my end goal. This is what I'm looking for. Like, what conversations should people be really having? Like, real conversations? Because I listen to a lot of conversation either with podcasting or just online. And sometimes the expectations are not real. Or even just in saying, hey, do you even align with, are we even aligning spiritually and morally? Like, even in that space, because you see so many people, they come in conflict because it's like you're going this way, but at the same time, you're walking in two different directions. You keep trying to force it, but it's like two magnets that are the same, polarity. It's not attracting.
I think that you have to look at one. You have to look at where are you meeting a person or these people or something like that. So you have to kind of start there, and then when you meet them, I think that sometimes the difference between I'll just say people. Okay, sometimes you'll meet a person and you'll be like, oh, they have really good qualities. I hope they go to church, or I hope they have a close and personal relationship. But I like the other qualities, like they look good and they smell good, they got a good job. Like you're counting all of the qualities that really are supposed to matter kind of after the fact. If you're a believer now, I can't really talk to nobody else. I can only talk to, but if that's where you're coming from, that has to be first. That has to be first. And the reason why that has to be first, like, you got to see how they move. Do you really go to church? Like, do you really have a close and personal relationship? Like, do you really? You're not like one of those people who are like, well, God knows my heart. No, I haven't been involved or back or anything like that. Since
seeing me Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter.
I mean, if that's your relationship, that's fine. There's no judgment.
I'm just saying, judgment. Like, I need more than that.
Yeah, but it's the thing. The reason why it has to be first is because that's where a lot of your morals, your decisions, how you move, how you treat somebody, that's where a lot of those things come from. We just said it a little while ago, your foundation, right? So if your foundation is based there, then I might think twice before I call her out of her name. Or I might think twice before, I try to disrespect him and treat him like a dog. I mean, he's not my husband, but still let me, have maybe a certain level or whatever. I will think about things from a different place, or maybe I have to soften myself a little bit sometimes because maybe I'm so used to being in a management role and in charge and stuff like that. But I have to recognize that if I want ahead, then, we can't both be that, right? So from a biblical standpoint, I'm not saying adjust myself. I have to be aware.
So my thing is, they're always like, well, women, particularly Black women, are not submissive, or we don't submit. And we've talked about this before, Lisa, but my thing is, we will when we're in a space where we feel comfortable. If you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing where we feel safe, we feel protected, we feel like you're not doing anything that's going to jeopardize our livelihood, you're not just like, give us something to submit to. Because women, we're not going to submit to just whatever, but we have to feel emotionally safe in a space that we feel like we can trust you, not just in a place of fidelity, but with our heart and how you handle our emotional heart, our spiritual self. There's a whole package with that. And I think a lot of people are screaming submit, but really don't understand from a woman's standpoint the things that must take place from a man for us to feel safe and comfortable and trust you enough to do it, because it's not a doormat or dogmatic or misogynistic situation. And I think that's something that needs to be clarified.
I think that what a lot of people, maybe what a lot of men might not realize is that women want to submit more than they realize.
We don't want to be the superhero.
We want to submit. Like you want to have someone who, respects you and you respect them and they care for you and protect you and, are going to, be that, like, I think we crave submission, just like some children crave discipline and boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you?
But we have to be in a space. But we have to be in a space.
But you have to give me something that's just adding to what you said, because you're absolutely correct. Give me something to submit to. And the Bible also does say what a lot of people don't pay attention to. It says, wives, submit to your husband. So that means if I'm out here dating you, that's why I said about respecting and sometimes softening yourself. So like you might, and when I say soften, I just mean like, be a woman, a delicate woman sometimes, because sometimes, you might be so used to dealing with the kind or somebody mistreating you away, or you might have some things that you're still dealing with or something like that. But have a forgiving heart. Don't hold everybody accountable, to the same standard, but be wise. But let a man be a man. That's
so. My thing is, as women, we are creatives. We're running so many different things. We're wearing multiple hats, and so some women find it difficult to turn that off because, like you said, if you've been in relationships where there's been infidelity or mistrust or deception or manipulation, so you have this wall up, and so you're almost bracing for impact. For something that may not even be there, or that he could do something that may trigger you because it reminds you of something that from the other person did. And that's why I believe if you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out, take some time, take some space to unpack all of that, because if not, you're going to carry that right into the next situation. And then also dig into yourself to see I believe accountability goes both ways. Yeah, he may have did some things too, but maybe there were some flags you missed, or maybe some things you let fly because you were so hopeful for this end goal that you kept allowing things to slide.
In any situation, always ask yourself whether you did or did not, what is your role in whatever has happened? That doesn't mean you are to blame. That doesn't mean that you are the one that created the situation or whatever. But I think that's the first question I always ask myself. Like, okay, what role did I play in this? Like, even though he did me wrong or lied or I might this or whatever, or they did this, what role did I play? How could I have played that differently? And sometimes there's not always a way that you could have. Sometimes, maybe the signs weren't there. And then a lot of times though they are. And so you have to own that. Like, we have to own stuff. A lot of things we create. I'm just going to be real about it. A lot of situations sometimes we create, whether it's procrastination, not recognizing the red flags, staying in a situation that's comfortable, not dealing with our trauma, not getting therapy if that's what you need to do, or just knowing how to move on, like whatever that is. You don't want to keep making excuses for stuff.
That's important. And again, just in conversations, I listen a lot, and there's other ladies that I've spoken to, and they may be currently dating somebody, but then they'll keep bringing up the ex, and they're like, "Oh, but I'm over it though." And I'm thinking, are you really? Because you're dating this person, but you keep bringing up this other person, and you're clearly irritated by it. So I'm like, are you really over it? Is that person really out of your system? Like,
if a person continues, okay, perfect example. One of my clients came into my store the other day, one of my businesses, Quick Copy, and came to my store the other day, and unfortunately is on the brink of a divorce. And he was explaining, Lord, I lost my thought. Did I just lose my thought? What did you just say, Camille? I'm sorry.
Moving on, you're in a relationship, but
okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He was explaining to me some of the things because we've confided in each other before. And he was explaining some things to me as I was doing his order and about what is going on in his current relationship and the demise of it. His wife, before his current wife passed away, suddenly she was very ill. She passed away. Didn't start dating till about maybe 2 years later and met this woman and married her. He begins to explain to me that his wife who passed away, his deceased wife's belongings are still all over the house as if she's still there. Now, I know this is an extreme case.
Wait. So he has all the deceased belongings all over the house? Like
her car is still there, her clothes are still there, her shoes are still there, her pictures are still up, which, I mean, you can't tell a person how to grieve or how to, move on with something. But what I explained to him was that if I was a woman who, of course he's an older gentleman, but if I was a woman who had encountered you and we would decided to date, once you let me know that you still had that going on in your house, I wouldn't have judged you, but I definitely wouldn't have married you. And I wouldn't have moved in and we wouldn't have progressed in a relationship. I would have gave you some time because you weren't ready for me. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, you're not ready, sir. Like, don't talk to another woman. Don't even look at another one. You need to take some time because you brought somebody else into a situation that you weren't even ready for. Yeah, and I think that's not fair.
No, it seems like the woman would feel like she's competing with a ghost.
That's exactly. So like if you have something still going on from a previous relationship, that has to be dealt with. So if you don't deal with it and you could be your own red flag and you get into another relationship with somebody else and then you wonder why it didn't work. I mean, it's kind of your fault.
Yeah, I always say that you cannot open a door until you close the previous one.
And that's right. And everybody is not able to close as quickly. Everybody is not able to move on as fast. And that's why discernment is so important. And that's why that relationship with the people who you surround yourself with is important. Everything is tied together. That's why your foundation is so important. That's everything that we talked about tonight.
Yeah. It's like, don't close the door and then peek, go back and you peek it through the blinds. Like, no.
I mean, if you're not done with something, then don't start something else. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Don't start something else because then you're just creating more failed relationships is what you're creating. And then you're like, oh, well, he was like this and this and that. But you can't let go what happened to you 2 relationships ago. You're still judging him. He got tired of hearing you accuse him when that man ain't doing nothing. That's why. Got tired of you being paranoid. That wasn't a fair relationship. That was you.
Yeah. Get rid of the burner account. Stop ghost following people online.
Move on.
Let it go.
Pray about it. Let it go. Do some TikToks. Build a business. How about that? Because we are kingdom citizens, right? And we are called to walk in purpose. Like me and you have talked about here recently. Being in a relationship is a beautiful thing. Lord Jesus, I'm thankful for the gentleman that I'm dating now. I believe that he is, a special person, but I'm dating intentionally, right? And our first conversation, it start. Where are you at with your relationship with God?
Wow. Like off the bat.
Because
and it's not like he didn't run from that.
No, because the space that we were in, it was about that. It was, it's in a Christian space. So it's like everybody is not one, you can say you are, but that doesn't necessarily mean you move that way. But but you look at how people move, you listen to people's conversation, you see how people are, and then, you get to know their character. But we've talked about before the fact that being in a relationship is a beautiful thing. And I think that that's something we all desire, but it's also not our first purpose in life. It's a beautiful, lovely thing that God has given to us, love and companionship and husbands and wives. But before God gave Adam Eve, he gave Adam purpose and work. So yes, bae is my bae. That's my boo thing. Okay. But I have to ensure that along with that, I'm making sure that I'm fulfilling my purpose as well. And that I am helping, create other entrepreneurs who are kingdom citizens and who are out here helping God's people and creating nonprofits and funding their businesses and realizing their dreams. That's my job. Like that's why God put me here. And we're supposed to be helpmates in furthering each other's purpose. But even if he doesn't want to, I'm still commissioned by God to do what he put me on this earth to do, in relationship or not. I mean, that's a hard pill to swallow too, but it's true.
I totally agree with you. I think that's so cool. And again, having those intentional conversations, because I'm the type of person initially, you can be handsome and fine all day, and it's like great,
Do you want to waste time, Camille? Do we have time to waste?
That, okay, you're fine. Now that we've established that, the packaging is pretty, okay, handsome, whatever, but it's just like, okay, let's pull out that tissue paper. Let's pull out that bubble. I need to see what's in the box. You
don't even have to go to church every Sunday. Do you attend the 6:00 service every once in a while? Do you have a Bible app on your phone? I'm like, do you relate? And it's like, I'm not trying to be a churchy, preachy type of woman. I'm saying at this point in my life, playing around with people who are not intentional and not aligned with your purpose, your life, where you're going, someone who could be an addition to your life. You got to be an addition, and they have to be an addition to yours. Because I'm telling you, this purpose thing is serious. If you don't fulfill your purpose, you will be downtrodden someplace in your life. You'll be with this person, and somewhere you will be regretful. You will be like, I should have done it. I should have tried. I should have made, or I could have did that. And then you'll find yourself being bitter and being mad and taking it out. And this comes later on in life. Like, I'm not willing to do that. So whatever his passion is, I want to encourage that with my partner, and I want them to support and encourage me, but I still have to do it no matter what, because ultimately that's what our purpose is. That's why we're here. It's not just to shoot.
You got to come up. I'm not shrinking. I'm not dumbing down. I'm not dumbing down. I've been told, you want too much, you're high maintenance. If that's what you want to call it, fine. But over here, you got to come up higher, because I'm just not. There's just certain things where I'm at in my life and where I'm going, and the things that God has put in place for me. I don't have time to reach back and try to bring you along too. I don't have that.
We are beautifully maturing women. We don't have no time to waste, baby.
I can't.
And building should have happened back there. Right. Okay, we're not building anymore. If we're building something, it's a business. We're building some generational wealth. We building a new house. We building some wealth. We building some stock accounts. We building that based off of the things that you already have established. And I'm not saying you have to have some grandiose established. You could have an amazing 9-to-5 where you go every day and you're committed and you are purposeful in your work and you help out on the weekends, or you do sports with the kids. I don't know, but whatever, something that drives you to help give value to other people. Like, we are people who are meant to give value. That's what a talent is. Think about it. If you're playing a musician and you're playing a guitar, or if you're singing, you're giving your talent, you're giving soft music to somebody's ear. That's a person of value. You're giving something away. You can sell it, right? People pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to go sit in the front row to hear somebody sing. So that's what your value is that you are given. Everybody has a something. Everybody has their version of it, even if it looks like somebody else's. You have yours, and yours is yours, and I can't have yours. Yours ain't like mine. It's not. And mine is not like yours. But you have to be a person of value. And that's what you're meant to give.
Yeah, I call it, I'm on the S3B plan. My soul, my body, my soul, my body, my brain, and my brand. That's what I'm on right now. And if it doesn't fall under the S3B plan, I don't have space for it. My spirit, my body, my brain, and my brand.
Your body. What else do you have? Take care of that. Like, what else do you have? Yes. And take care of your body for yourself and for your partner. Don't become no early caregiver or make your loved one have to take care of you early because you wasteful with your time and not taking care of your body. Yes. And your loved ones. Definitely. Your soul and not again. Say what?
I'm just cracking up because it's like, people just don't really understand, like, these conversations. This is not even just for the show, but these are conversations I have with Lisa offline, and we talk for 2 or 3 hours and go deep into some things or whatever. You guys are just kind of getting the sprinkles, but we really have real conversation. Like, we have little side women's conference on the phone, at least one.
I'm like, we should be recording this. This is so good.
No, but it's so necessary.
We can lose somebody.
Not lose. Woman down.
Lose them. You know, woman are loose and evolve. Uh-huh.
Of a woman evolve, yes.
Yes.
So it's like it's so important to have people like this.
Shout out to Sarah Jakes.
Yes, to push and challenge you to the next level, because there's been times where Lisa's been like, Cam, that was great, but I think you should look at it like this. Or I can say, Lisa, that was dope, but you should look at it like this. And it's not always about branding. Sometimes it's a personal thing. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing. Sometimes it is a money thing. But either way, what's that scripture? Iron sharpeneth iron. You need to have somebody in your life that, and it's sometimes like, girl, hurt my feelings. And she'd be like, I don't care. But you need
better it be me than somebody else who really don't give a dang or don't care.
Right.
Like I'm gonna give it to you real. It might hurt a little bit, but I'm telling you because I care. It's like if you got a booger in your nose, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you. I don't need you out here like that. You're gonna be like, dang, for real? Why you let me? I'm telling you something. You might didn't want to hear, but you needed to know.
Yeah, I was somewhere and the guy had a little something hanging. And he was like, nobody told me. I said, you need to get some new friends. You know?
Right. If you around somebody, you got something on your face or something in your nose, and they didn't say anything, I will never look at you the same. I mean that with my whole chest.
For sure. So preparing for the pivot, it just seems like our lives are always moving, and we're always taking these faith walks, these leaps, whether it's in our personal life or our brands. So when we're preparing for the pivot, or we're trying to survive the transition, because God can give you a word or you see something and you're waiting like, ooh, when is it going to be my turn? Mm-hmm. But in between that, you have to take the time, to really take it in, take the plunge, but also just preparing for the plunge. And then when you do pivot, do so without apology.
Yes. Absolutely. You have to do what's right for you in your life. Again, everything goes back to your foundation. If you have a foundation, Lord, you're praying for discernment, like he's going to show you and give you peace about things, or let you know when that door is closed or when that chapter is over or when it's time for you to move on. And you have to have that relationship where you can understand and that you know what he's saying when he's saying it. Like sometimes you'd be like, is that you? Or sometimes when it's not clear or you're not really sure. But if you had that foundation though, and you have a regular relationship though, then you will understand when he's talking to you or when he's letting you know. And then it also help you through some of these lessons, right? Because the lessons gonna come. They're not gonna stop.
The L's. We don't call them losses. We call them L's. They're lessons.
The losses. Listen, they are not losses. You call them lessons. Anytime something happens, it's a lesson. Period. That's it. And you have to extract the lesson out of it, no matter how bad it stings. So when that happens, how you deal with that is based off of your foundation. So if something happens, like something happened to me the other day, and I was just like, I could have been really devastated about it, or really just like, why would this happen to me? Are you serious? Like what? And then I was just like, you should have taken care of that. Like, but that's God though, working in me. That's the maturity of my spirituality. And the people that I hang around and the things that I listen to and the things that I feed in my mind, like self-accountability, self-awareness. That's what I seek all the time. What role did I play? Again, that's the first question I ask in most situations when an L occurs. What role did I play in that? So I can't even get mad. What am I be up here huffing and puffing for? I should have took care of that. So it just helps me be like, okay, lesson learned. I'm good.
And then what I've learned looking back on some things, what I thought was a loss was actually not rejection, but God actually protected me from some things. Because when I look back now, the time I almost got engaged or whatever, and I'm like, I can't believe I almost married this person or whatever. And looking back on it now, disaster. Like it would have been a
cartwheel over that.
The cartwheel. Somebody drop the cartwheel emoji, please, because I'm just like, I really thought like this is what I wanted. And yeah, my heart, I was the one, my heart got broken. But looking back on it now, hot mess. Or even when I thought I wanted to be married in my mid-20s, early 30s, but because I was still trying to figure Camille out, I would have taken a man through so many changes and roller coasters, because it would have been so many pivots. He would have been Disney, like, I'm out. But now that I'm in a place where I'm like, I'm so sure of who I am. I'm so sure of the vision. I'm so sure of the direction. And I have such clarity that for it to come now in a much better place than I was 10 years ago. And I can honestly say that openly, because I think a lot of times the women are not fully honest or forthright and just saying sometimes, y'all, thank you for the cartwheel emojis. Thank y'all. But I'm thankful because, you know, I could have, not only would I have been hurt, but I would have hurt someone in turn, because Camille had not found her voice yet. And I was still trying to figure me out. Fast forward, here it is 10 years later, different story. And I know in this space right now, I know I will be an asset. I know I will be a blessing. I know I'll be the salt to their pepper. I know I will be the butter to their peanut butter. And, you know, so it's just like, it would just be a better situation now than it was years ago. But even in those situations when I thought, oh, well, this guy is it, or this person is it, or maybe this job was it. And it was like, it wasn't the right time. But now it's in the space where like, God's like, no, I'm going to make it happen for you. This is the right time. This is the space. And I'm preparing things. So when you get there, the provisions already made, things are already laid out because you've gone through the process. And I think sometimes we have to really be honest about those things in our lives.
And you have to be willing to be okay with that. Yeah. And to know that, all the seasoning that you have up until this point is going to make it so much better, you know? And honestly, we really wouldn't want to have it any other way. Being tied up with the wrong person and stuff like that can really throw your whole entire life off track. So,
or the career choice or the move, you know, it's not always just relationships. But
sure, everything. Yeah. I agree. I see some things coming for you too, Camille, and I'm excited for you. I'm very excited for you.
Yeah. Don't prophesy with my life. I'm here for you.
I'm very excited for you. I can't wait to celebrate with
you. Thank you. Well,
yeah.
If I get some news, you know, you're gonna get the news too. So, like,
yes, ma'am. We're gonna celebrate for real.
What Mr. Brown said, this ain't a celebration, this is celebrate.
It's coming. It is coming. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In a few different ways.
Thank you, Misty. She said in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Yes, we claiming it already. I know where it's not all about relationship, but I do want to say something that I was talking to somebody else about the other day about relationship. Last little thing I want to say about that. Yeah. If you are a single person and you are seeking a relationship and have been hurt, stuff like that, like, it's okay to be hurt, actually. Like, you have to pray yourself through that process. But if you're afraid of being hurt, then there's always going to be issues with everybody. Like, I think that's a real prayer that people should pray, is like, God, repair me, get my heart ready, and help me to be open and to see a person for who they really are. Like, that's a real prayer that people should pray, that single people should pray, that I think. I just had to throw that in.
You say the mantra, he wants me, he sees me, he needs me, he loves me.
Okay. He wants me, he needs me, he loves me, he wants me, he feeds me, he loves me, he needs me. I feel like with those four things are super important and play a huge role in a relationship. Wanting someone, you want to be wanted. Everybody wants to be wanted. You want to want your partner, and you want your partner to want you. He feeds me. A person who care about you are going to make sure that you're fed. They're going to enjoy seeing you satisfied. They're going to enjoy seeing you happy. They're going to enjoy experiences with you, I feel like. And you wanted that same thing with that person. That's kind of like the fun aspect. And then when you say, he wants me, he feeds me, he loves me, of course, love. And then I feel like in love, there's God in that, right? So if he loves me, he's going to be a lover of God as well. And he's going to love himself. And because he knows God and loves himself, he's going to love me. And then he needs me. I'm not just something he just wants to be around. He needs to be with me. Like, he feels like I complete something in him, or like I add something to him, or like he feels like, other women could be cool, but no, there's something different about her. Or I feel that way about him, and I feel like I need them in my life. So if they want you, feed you, need you, and love you, like, the relationship should be good. And I have to repeat that to myself frequently. Anytime I have doubt, like in my current relationship or in any time, I just say that to myself, because why not me? Why not why can't I have a good and successful relationship? And that's what I want for myself. And that's what I want for my friends. So same thing. Like, yeah, I repeat that.
I love it because I'm single. I'm not
and
dating.
It's not even always about a person. Sometimes
exactly. Thank you. And like me being single, I'm not dating, whatever. But you have to really pour into your spirit and your mind every day, because a lot of foolishness will attempt to present itself to say, well, oh, this is not happening right now. I call it an Ishmael. This may not be happening right now. So, do this or go here. And it's like, you have to stay focused, keep your eyes on the prize. And in the meantime, stay busy. Whether, like I said, work on your spirit, work on your brand, work on your body, work on your brain. Like, what are you reading?
Those are them.
I like social media, but there's times I have to turn everything off. Like this morning, I woke up and, turned on my Bible app and read Isaiah 60 and got that, and that's what I'm on this week is Isaiah chapter 60, just because that's what the message from Sunday came from. And so just really meditating on that. Or maybe I need to journal right now, or this weather is beautiful. Hey, go take a walk or do some crunches or go get in the sauna and sweat it out. Like, what are you doing every day to feed those letters from that acronym that I gave earlier? So that's important, because I think some women get so fixated on, oh, I want to be married, and you don't remember to enjoy life. Like, you still have a life to live. And so, yeah, I do want to be married one day, but Camille's not going to stop living. I travel. Like, I just came back from Atlanta, taking myself to places my passport came in the mail finally, and it's just like, I don't mind putting myself on a flight. Last summer for my birthday, I took myself to Puerto Rico.
And did.
And had a great time. And it's like,
and you should.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm not going to pause my life just because I don't have a ring on my finger. Life and to have it more abundantly,
Yes.
So I'm going to live an abundant life, whether I'm married or not. Period.
Man, one of the best things that a person can do for themselves are exactly what you said. I mean, that sums it all up. Your spirituality, where you come, your spirit, your body. My goodness. I just got word today. One of my clients, like, literally dropped, and I'm not even trying to be morbid, y'all, but she was at her birthday party, her birthday party. I just found out about this today. And she was doing a raffle, bent down to grab the raffle, and that was it. Like,
she expired?
She expired from a massive heart attack at like 40 something. Okay. I don't know what might have caused that, what might have brought that on, but take care of your body. Your body is the only thing you have. It's the only thing you have. We don't get refunds. We don't get to take it back. We do a little modification here and there, a little customization, a little add to, but take care of your body. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Protect this space. Your mental space, whether it's therapy or what you put in, what you listen to, like that body, that brain, the brand. Like, your brand is what people say about you when you're not around. Those things matter. Like, so, that was great.
And when I say brand, it goes beyond just business.
It does.
Brand. You might not have an LLC,
brand,
or you might not be an S corp, but you as a person, you're a representative. Whether if you're showing up as a Black woman, a woman of faith, your family, you're representative of your family, like how you were raised, your brand.
Your brand. Period. Yes, absolutely. What people say about your business is your brand. What people say about you when you're away, not opinion now. I'm not talking about, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when people say, you know what, one thing about her, she be on point. She takes care of business. She makes sure, she's not always the coolest person, but she don't play. And she makes sure certain things, that's your brand. That's what people say about you. The actual things, not the things when people are in their feelings or hating, but that is your brand along with your business. Yeah.
Absolutely love it. So before we wrap up, Lisa, just, do you have any takeaways or gems or nuggets that you would like to give to the viewers and listeners before we just wrap everything up here?
Number one, again, I'm so honored. I got to be on the 100th episode. Yeah. um, Congratulations to you, Camille. Ever since I've met you, you have been a worker bee, super duper on point. Like I told her tonight when I got on, I was talking to Boo on the phone. I was like, hey, I gotta go because I cannot be late for Camille. Camille has a process. She means business. She takes care of business. I really respect the way that she does things. We've had all kinds of conversations before, and I value our friendship, and I just appreciate the woman that you are. You are such an immense person of value, and I think that you're going to go so far. I'm so glad to know you at this point in your life, because when you get all bigger and stuff, I'm gonna be right there. So I feel, I'm
good. And will be.
So I definitely, I definitely have to say that. Give you your flowers, because 100 episodes, again, is a huge deal too. What people don't realize is that consistency will get you so many places. So, people will do a thing, and then they don't do it, or they'll kind of do it, or then, girl, it's been months since I did a podcast or something like that, or whatever. But you have been consistent. You have continued, and you continue to do things. And I just love seeing you work. And I really appreciate your work ethic. And yeah, y'all should take notes from Camille Essick on her setup and the way that she moves, the way that she promotes, the type of person that she is, and all of those things, and her consistency in making this show be really bomb. So congratulations to Speaker Podcast on 100 episodes. I'm glad I could be here tonight to celebrate with you. And I want you all to take notes from that. And to take notes from tonight's episode. If you're just joining, definitely make sure you go back and catch the replay, because we was dropping nuggets, okay? And but I definitely want to say that whatever your God-given gift, a talent, or ability is, don't let it lay dormant inside of you. The young lady that I mentioned was in her 40s. That is not old. That's not mature. That's like, to me, that's still like a kid. You're still enjoying life like you did when you were 20. Take life seriously. Cultivate whatever it is that God has given to you, and don't play around with the purpose that that you've been given. Whatever it is that you have, don't play around with it. Don't do it later. Don't well, I'm too old, or I could, but no. That's what you were here for. That's what you were meant to do, and you can do it. I promise you can do it.
Thank you so much. And thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the kind words. First of all, this conversation was everything. Lisa, you always drop so many gems. Mics and Mimosas, we had some great times and great conversations during the pandemic. And for those that, if you missed it, you can go to my Instagram there, and you can catch the replays of Mics and Mimosas, and even some snippets on my YouTube channel. But you can catch those full conversations on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram page at Camille.Essick. And Lisa, where can people connect with you on Facebook and Instagram?
All right. So you can find me on Facebook. My personal page is Lisa Knox. You can also follow Dream Doer Nation. Dream Doer Nation is a platform that I put together for ambitious entrepreneurs who just want some guidance in their business or building their company's journey. I believe that you can build your dream business quicker and for less money. So I show people how to build their dream business without going broke. So find me for sure on TikTok at Dream Doer Lisa. Always Dream Doer Lisa. Yeah, I don't care what nobody say. Find me on TikTok. Yes, I love some TikTok.
You have a lot of nuggets, and you have a varsity jacket.
Hey, I do. Listen, you could go to the website, because quickcopyprints.com, and my link is in my bio on my page. Yes, I have merch. I have Dream Doer Nation merch. If you are someone who is about that action and you're not just a talker, you're going to move forward with what God has put inside of you, then you're a dream doer. You follow your dreams. So join the nation, get you some merch. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, wait a minute. Don't forget Prim and Tidy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the other business. That's right. The business that I started last year. We're about to hit 6 figures. Thank you, Jesus, in the name of God.
You're about to hit it.
We're about to hit 6 figures in revenue. I'm super excited. from scratch, from the ground up in less than a year. It's really been a blessing. So Prim and Tidy is a business that we started last year. It's a premium cleaning service for residential and commercial properties. And God has really blessed us. And so now I'm also teaching other people, not along with building their businesses, also how to build profitable cleaning and house service businesses as well. It's a huge niche. The demand is ridiculous.
It is. And Craven Vegan.
Oh my God. She don't tell all the hustles. Okay. And I'm also I'm a serial entrepreneur, y'all. So don't judge. Okay.
That's why I call her Candy Burrs, because every time I look up, she's on another brand. And they are all successful.
So I am a vegan, have been a vegan since 2017. Life is important. So I'm not just preaching about taking care of your body. I do this myself. And I also do vegan meal prep and catering. So I've actually been hired to do a homecoming party for Albany State homecoming for a gentleman who is running for office. He is vegan, so he wants all of his guests to have vegan food. So I have been commissioned to do that. So yes, Craven Vegan.
Where do you find, people ask me, where do I find the time? No, where do you find the time?
Look, because I don't want to clock in for nobody.
Yes. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Look, and you be leaf blowing on the side too.
The Airbnbs, yes. We have some
I was on TikTok. I was like, is she a leaf blower on her back?
I get paid, listen, $40, $50 just to go blow off a back patio at an Airbnb, like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a month.
In 10 minutes.
It takes 10 minutes or
that's
sometimes less. Matter of fact, I've just retired myself from that job and given that job to my son.
Come on, tithes and offering. I'm here for it.
And he has gumball machines, but we're about to get him some vending machines too, to add to his, other collections and businesses. Y'all, business, get some money.
I love my nephew, Roman. Go ahead, Ro. Do your thing, sir.
Yes.
Plugged away. So if you plug with that being said, you guys, if you haven't heard, Good Black Men is now officially online.
Show me your shirt, Camille, because that maroon is popping. I love it. What? Because they do.
They're out here. They are out here. Okay. So y'all go right now to gbmofficial.com. Catch the merch right now. And I'm also on Instagram with Good Black Men Official. They're on Instagram. You can shop. Use the coupon code GBM15. That way you can save 15% at the checkout with Chemistry Room fragrances and the Good Black Men merch. And be sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe and follow me here on YouTube and Instagram, all the streaming platforms. I'm now on Pandora. I've been picked up by Pandora. So I'm super excited about that. And for those that haven't heard, I'm on AfriPods. So now the Speaker Podcast is now streaming in continental Africa.
Don't say you worldwide. Just say that. We
global, international. So I'm thankful
around the world.
In addition to all the streaming platforms, my ebooks are still there. I have launched my digital mock-up store, my boutique on Etsy. So that is available right now. So if you have t-shirts, but you need a model, get your girl.
In other words, y'all got to buy something, because we done told y'all about 12 different businesses since y'all been here.
If you want to start a podcast, guess what? I got an ebook that teaches you how to do that. That's on the website.
No pressure.
No pressure. I'm just saying. You need it. I got you.
It's okay. You didn't run no one.
Cut up every time you come on. I mean, when we talk online, we cut up all the time. So it's
all good. We're business women. We're good women. We're godly women. And we're prayerful women. Lord Jesus, I thank you for this amazing show, for this amazing woman. And I pray for another multiple hundreds and thousands more episodes. Great success.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. We're wishing blessing to your brand. The commas are coming. Same grace. We're here for that. With that being said, everybody. Huh?
I need to put that on the shirt. The commas are coming.
Oh, no.
That's good. You got that?
My pastor has that shirt.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Pastor did a good one. He did good. He did good. I need one.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen, We'll start another business in a second.
Look, we'll have it. Look, flash sale at midnight.
Okay.
Look, and don't.
Good idea, Pastor. I'm glad you told me.
Because I can make a shirt in like 20 minutes and launch it within an hour. Don't.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to retire at 45. Okay. Trying to retire at 45. Y'all can work to your 60s, 70s if you want to. I'm gonna sell something. I'm gonna sell something.
No, Pastor has lawyers with an S. Don't do that.
No, I'm telling you what I'm saying. Learn how to sell something.
Yeah.
Learn how to sell. That's the nugget for the night. Learn how to sell something.
Yeah, everything is marketable. Everything
is marketable. You know how to do something that somebody else doesn't know how to do. You have a product or something like that inside of you that somebody else doesn't know how to do. You got it.
Absolutely. With that being said, everybody, this has been Camille and Essick. We have celebrated the 100th streaming episode of the Speaker Podcast with my sister and friend, Lisa Knox. Be sure to follow her. I hope you got something from this. Next week, Heart and Soul 2022 kicks off. The panelists are going to be phenomenal. Go right now to the Speaker Podcast and .com and register for that event. Registration is free. So make sure you grab your seat. DJ Spade is coming back. The pre-party kicks off at 7:30 Eastern Time. Listen, if you tuned in last year, you already know DJ Spade did his thing last year. So I'm super excited.
Talented, very talented. Yes.
.com. Yeah, so that will be there. If you go to my Instagram page, I've released all of the panelists, so they're out now. And I can't wait to see everybody next week for Heart and Soul. This is my 4th year doing it. I'm super excited about year number 4. Yay!
Yes. Consistency. Yes.
And I'm praying God blow this thing up out of the water. It's gonna go, and I believe in the Lord for it. So you guys have Lisa. Hold on. You guys have a great night. Be blessed. Peace out.
Chemistry Room Fragrances is the perfect addition when elevating the vibe of any space. Whether if it's your home, car, or office, and something needs a quick refresh, our room fragrances provide that beautiful burst of fragrance with just one quick mist. Shop now at www.chemistryroomfragrances.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Chemistry Room Fragrances. Chemistry Room Fragrances. Smells so good.